It's very likely that this week we find ourselves really changing a lot. Transformation, the energy of change from one custom to another, from one set of nostalgia, and then on to another. It's very likely that we're going to be starting at a very scary note and ending with a very, serious and yet playful note with the content that will be going on. I'm Everett Curdy, and welcome to the Amenten announcements for the week of October 30th, 2022. Now, before I get into anything, I just want to remind you this week is Mars retrograde week. I just want you to put on your thinking caps and go back to fall of 2020 because all the issues that were going on, from September 9th through November 13th, think back to if you were here at my Amenten or what was going on in your life. What were those issues? Did it involve anger? Did it involve heartbreak, rage, impatience and injustice, lack of motivation? Were there any indications of anything concerning bodily health and feeling weak, or any hints to volcanoes? Did any of you watch any documentary about Mount Vesuvius during that time? Well, let me just run through the crash course. I was very annoyed with people wearing masks. I told people over and over again, don't do this. It really depletes the connection that I could have with you, on a facial, intellectual, and on an emotional level, on a very connected level. And I told people over and over again, use germ killers. That's what they're there for. Couple other issues. Well, a certain Amenten guest who was being very prying and nosy and did not do what I advised of him, and did things that were totally out of my control that I didn't approve, and I thought that he was making himself out to look very bad, and all those dynamics. The other thing that was going on was somebody not really, knowing his place. And the issue was about, that this person was a Scorpio. I can remember, born only 2 days prior to today, who, Scorpio is a very controlling sign. They give off an aura of power, of control. And so because of that, even though it wasn't his job, even though it wasn't his responsibility, to be the one in charge, he really presented himself in that way. And I was very taken aback by it and hurt by that, because that's not what I signed up for. And so time and time again, it was this issue that I had to deal with. And it was very hard to take that person in huge doses and go through with something that was certainly not in my belief system. Who is this person to teach me this? Who are you to teach me this? You're not the teacher. And yes, you have your roles, and, people get into things, they become student teachers. But it really, time and time again, there would be times when I would be in it and, engaged and in agreement with it. And there would be other times where it's like, why am I wasting my time, my breath, my energy with this person? Could this Mars retrograde be a revisiting of all those issues or new issues? Now, the other thing, I was watching Dance Moms, and I actually finished watching the show probably, I want to say, I was watching season 7 of the show at the time that Mars was ending its retrograde in the sign of Aries, which, Mars rules Aries, and also Mars station retrograde on November 13th, and then it moved forward. And so I was still finishing up Dance Moms. And with Dance Moms, because that was the year when the cast came to the Amenten, despite everything that was going on. There was a way. If there's a will, there's a way. And the amount of drama. And I really felt like I picked up upon Billy's style of addressing this issue and way of speaking and way of reacting to situations which I consider to be both positive and negative. Because for me, I was really trying to be in my power and be strong with all the stuff that was going on. And what else? What else? Is there anything else that I should speak to? Well, that's really it. And for the first time in my whole entire life, I've used the word nobody. And I wouldn't just use that word and refer to someone as that just out of any just random, thing. I really got it from that. And so, that was just me, my own personal stuff. At that time, my R's were, not good because I was half on and half off. Some, just, yeah. And I had the beard that I didn't shave yet. And, I looked like a primal older man. I don't even know what, almost like a caveman type appearance. But now, years later, months later, I've changed. That's a long story, isn't it? Because it is, I'm going to try to speed through these Amenten announcements for this week. And I just want to share my screen because I'm very excited about this. I'm going to share my screen. And part of me is like, what are you doing? Why are you doing what you're doing? But then the other part of me is like, are you kidding? I waited so long for this. I am simply going to take advantage. So do you see what I'm looking at? Do you see what I'm looking at? Oh, I wish this was that other channel. I really do. But look, see this? And look here, I have posted something. And this is the other account. So this is what it looks like from another account. And then this is what it looks like if I've signed in. You see all this? So for those who received this feature or haven't yet, this is what it looks like. It's almost like you're excited about it, and then it just sets in, becomes completely, normal. It's just slight elation, and then it's just part of your life. an option. So you can see scheduled. I have something scheduled. So the nice thing about this compared to Facebook, and all this is probably going to take over. Especially when I get on my channel. It is going to take over, because if I had this from the very beginning, I probably wouldn't have Facebook. But so yeah, you can schedule posts, and especially because around the same time when I was really in the community tab funk, when all that of a dream that would never happen. Well, look, it happened for the most part when I am away at the retreat. And which will be, when will the retreat be? 2028. May 21st through June 13th. I will use this, I will post quite a bit and schedule those posts and schedule videos when I'm away at Thanksgiving later this month, or just away in general. I will schedule a bunch of things to post at different times, which is a really, really nice thing. And you can just post it. So there's polls and videos and all this. Look at this. Isn't that amazing? Dream come true. And for that, it's such a small thing, it shouldn't even be a dream. But YouTube kind of made it a big deal, because not everybody could have it. And yeah, so I just thought I'd share that with you. All right. Now, of course, I'll maybe get into more detail another time, but that's an option. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to find my documented list. So this is, I planned upon making this shorter. It turned out to be longer. So it's only 11:08, and my biological clock is adjusted to the point of waking up at 5-6 in the morning. It just felt natural, like, it's time to wake up. When I want to stay in bed and be comfy, then I'll do that. So that is just that. All right. So today, October 30th, 2022, I have notes on my phone. Today is the day where you're going on the town. Many of you have heard about this before. And what I want, this is, here's the thing. It makes it very, yesterday, well, yeah, you have to have, so forget about it. You already saw the performance yesterday. But I do want you to take a look at what it does look like, and what everything does look like in the theater. Of course, tomorrow this will all be behind us and we can completely move on. But I didn't, prioritize it, and it could have been, you could have gone to the Civic Center, in the evening, but no. So yeah, it's disappointing, and I'm disappointed that you all were not there at that particular performance to see the person that will be coming in to the Amenten a week later, Jonathan Monet, Claude Monet, the painter who does blurry paintings. I studied him when I was in my middle school art class, but so anyway, Let me think here. Um, yeah, I think I actually did that a little bit before then. I actually think that I did it when I was in like elementary school. I did a thing on Claude Monet, and it used to hang in the Amenten room or the sunroom, but now it's just taken down. Um, so, uh, you know, Mars retrograde again, initiate things, but just be mindful of it. Just be aware of what you're initiating. I'm just gonna stop talking. I'm gonna stop talking because that just got way too real for me. Okay, moving on. It's like when you hear yourself speaking and you think, oh my gosh, I am being a kind of a hypocrite. Oh no. Okay, that gets into kind of, you know, invasive territory. All right, let's move on. Okay. Um, like, all right. So October 30th, day on the town. So you know the drill. I spoke about this in last week's video. You'll be getting on buses. You'll be going to certain locations in Des Moines, walking around Des Moines, going on the skyscrapers, going in the, I really want everyone at the very end, just to, as a grand finale, to walk into the Civic Center and see what it looks like. So that everyone gets a chance to do that, and that'll be at, 2 or 3, 30, I think 3:40 actually, because it'll be a longer time. So 3:40, at that time, about that time, everyone should be at the Civic Center and gathered to go look at it. But there are several locations. There is the Historical Music, the Science Center, and one other location. So there's 3 locations, and you'll get to go on buses and have chaperones and walk around the town and see what all those different places look like, and stay together. That's the main thing. It's just a fun outing for all of you to do, um, and explore. If Mars station retrograde later in the day, then well, yeah, that would be great for this. But it decided to station retrograde early on in the morning. That's just the reality. So that's going on today. October 31st is Halloween. Hallows Eve is the Halloween party. There will be a Halloween party at Lubimbi Grunier's Amenten. And that is going to be at from 5 from 6 all the way until 9:25. So it'll be in the evening, and of course the whole drill with buses. That the buses will be leaving. For depends upon how you're transporting yourself. But with this outing today, of course, all of you will be on buses if you're going here, because that's just, if you think about it, that's just how it makes sense to work out, So, I mean, there's other ways, but it's just better with this. But, you can go there either by driving, or you have someone drive you there, or with a bus. On buses go there. They will leave 5:30 in order to get there. And of course, at the end, of course, if you're driving there, then you can always, leave at your own time if someone's picking you up, and that, whatever deal like that can be arranged, or, you, you do you live your life, you figure it out. Or the bus will come very late and then pick everyone up, drop everyone off to the Amenten or whatever location they request, whatever location that the Amenten leaders, the members of the Amenten request to be dropped off at. So that could be their house, it could be somewhere else, who knows. Okay, so that's going on October 31st. It is a kind luck day. Also, so, getting back into that, um, routine of things. November 1st is, I'm going to have, because it's a Tuesday, that's going to be the day when Daniel Radcliffe will be come to the event, because with all the stuff going on today and all the things I need to do and et cetera, et cetera, et cetera, I kind of want to have this be, it's not so much going on at one time. So November 1st, 1 p.m., I would say, Daniel, 1 30 p.m., Daniel Radcliffe will be arriving, and we'll have the mentioned meeting, we'll have the things, and then I'll get into the plans for what the meeting's going to be about and what we're going to do, and all of that business. So, that is that. November 2nd is going to be, I don't actually have anything planned for that day, so let me just go on to November 3rd. That is the customary day where in the late evening, I think we did this last year, in the late evening, late afternoon, you're going to be going on buses and witnessing the sunset in the late afternoon sun, just to see what that looks like, and to just look at nature without, having a phone and all those distractions. I mean, sure, you can take a picture of it and want to, and you can store it, and you can post it on your, community post or whatever you want to do with that, because why not? Change it up, put an effect or filter on it for all I care. But just, the main thing is, and this is totally optional, by the way, and the outing today is totally optional as well. I like to make most things totally optional. I don't like to force this, you're supposed to do that. The thing will be going on 5, it'll probably have to be late afternoon. We'll get back about 6 o'clock and have a late dinner. Right after you get there at 6, 6 to 6:30, somewhere in between there. We'll just have to see dinner and then just live your life, enjoy the rest of your day. But those buses will be leaving at 3 o'clock, or 3:30. 3:30 on that day. Then November 4th is Dark History Day. So anything dark, anything occult, anything hidden and creepy and mysterious, spooky, all of that. There will be a history event at Lippenby. Talea Talks Amenten. They've been prepping this for a long time, and so the vampires, all of it. And that event will be at Amenten. The buses for that will be leaving at 7. It'll be all day. So with this all day event, again, there will be buses that will come at certain times, and you'll get to, go in your car or get a ride there, or and then you can leave whenever you feel like it. And then the same deal with the uh, Day of the Dead thing that happened this week. Buses will come here, drop people off, pick people up to this Amenten, go to Woodbine Beach Latex Amenten, drop people off, pick people up. And so the buses again are on a certain schedule, and you can pick up which bus to go on. And that whole deal. I don't want to repeat all that. November 5th is going to be the day when I have some shorts I made about this. Jonathan Monet will be arriving at the Amenten. Maybe it may be a day after, it may be a couple days after. We'll just have to see when his schedule allows for it. But so we'll be looking at his natal chart and astrology and how that contributes to his career in acting and drama, and the spiritual, astrological side of the play, Fiddle on the Roof, and the deeper meanings of that, and getting to know him and learn about his acting career and theater. And, also music as well, his music and that aspect to his life as well. And then November 6th is going to be the day of past lives. So Cassandra the Saffron Sage will officially become the mentioned person on that day. And as a celebration, she will be giving out past life readings on that day, so she'll have certain times that you can choose from, and of course emails and information will be on my page for you to go look at that, and she has certain times you can schedule, get a past life reading, learn about what it is. And also there is articles and video resources on past lives, and it's really, there's no historical event. There's no events. It's basically you reconnecting, and rekindling your relationship with your past lives. It's basically understanding your past lives. And, well, I lied. There is going to be history and video resources about, Vedic, Hinduism, the Vedic tradition, and past lives, because the South Node and North Node has been a continual and ongoing interest that I've had for the whole year of 2022, from the start to, well, it's going to be the finish. So yeah, throughout this whole year, I've been interested in the North Node and South Node, especially that South Node. I've been particularly fascinated with past lives. And so, yeah, Vedic astrology is the other astrological tradition. So those are the weekly announcements for the Amenten. Thank you for tuning in, and please enjoy your week. And I would highly recommend watching Nadia Shah's video on Mars retrograde and the astrology for this week, and also Astrology with Heather. She has a video on Mars retrograde that is very, very well done, and I think I actually might watch that again a second time, so you can definitely refer back to that. And especially, I think she has Mars retrograde in her own natal chart. So, also spend time with people who have Mars retrograde. Get to know them more. And I have a family member, Aunt Joan, I believe she has Mars retrograde. And I'll be seeing her during this Mars retrograde period. So that'll be really nice. In her North Node sign, because within the South Node sign the last time Mercury was retrograde in Gemini, and I lost my appetite, and that whole story. I would not recommend seeing people when the sun is transiting through their South Node if you know their South Node. because the South Node represents release, it represents what's dying away, um, what is burning away for something new to be reborn. North Node is where you're supposed to head, where you're supposed to go. It's more fulfilling. It's, yeah. So, um, I don't know. But anyway, enjoy your week. Have a great day. And